So, hi guys and welcome to another video, and today we're learning how to make a HTML.
Yeah, some basic
Pretty
HTML.
simple, right?
Yeah, simple.
Sounds simple, but maybe not.
So a basic HTML page, and
I'm not sure.
yeah, we start from easy one. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We learn something today in those three areas. So every day we learn something, but I think it should be good in all the three areas. So from basic to more and more complex. So I think in this season we want to make a website. Maybe not a dynamic kind of complex website, but at least a website that can list our things.
Okay, I'll just put down a random image.
Yeah, something like something you like.
Can we put a background music?
Maybe. Yeah, that's something we can do. So we can put that on the web after a few episodes if it's a good enough website.
I want to do it today.
Not today. Today it would just be something basic, so it's not going to be...
How long it's going to take?
I don't know. Depends on how quickly you can learn.
Okay.
So first of all, we need to create a project. So let's go to your... Where's your GitHub folder? Document. So create a new folder, a new project.
I'm pretty sure that's stop.
XY website. Okay. So in the code, we just open the folder we just created. Find the folder.
Doink.
And open it. Okay.
New
So the entrance page of the HTML usually is called the index page. So when you name it, it should be called index.html. So for the Python, we call it main, but in HTML, we call it index.html. So this is how you create an empty HTML page. So the first line of the HTML page is this doc type HTML. So it tells the browser this is an HTML. Okay. And the next line will say HTML. So this is called a HTML tag, TAG. So all the HTML tag start with the angle bracket and then stop with the angle bracket. So it will use the same word, like for example this one, HTML. That's the start of this tag. The end of the tag is written like angle bracket slash, and then the same name. That's the same text HTML, and then the angle brackets again.
Can't we just use like Python to create a website, like no JavaScript and stuff? I was just thinking of that.
That's possible. There's a new way, which is called
can we learn by that way, maybe?
That way is even harder, actually, I think. It's not that popular, so it's like only maybe 2-3% of people use that. It's not that popular.
Oh.
So most majority still use HTML, JS.
Okay, can we use it 10 videos later or something?
Yeah, okay. Maybe later we can try this. So it's called WebAssembly. So that's a new way doing something that browser can recognize. But it's not a replacement of HTML. What they want to do is make something to work with HTML. So it's not going to replace HTML. So this way, everything inside those tags is the content of this HTML tag. So HTML works in a way like a tree structure. So you have the outside HTML tag. Inside the HTML, we have head tag.
Oh yeah, and body.
And then we have body, yes.
I actually already know that because I've seen HTML by inspecting the website. Cause like, yeah.
So those are the two tags that's inside the HTML. So you can think they are the second level of HTML. Yeah. So inside the header, we usually have something called a title. Title is something we show on the browser, on the top of the browser, like the browser tab. That's what the word showing there.
If it's Python, it would look like these were all variables.
Yeah, so this is so do you know the name of HTML? What does HTML mean?
No.
So it's called a hypertext markup language. So that's HTML, hypertext markup language. So it's a markup language. It's not a programming language. A markup language means it's used to display a page, but without a lot of logic and stuff. So it's like a decoration, like a structure kind of thing. That's good enough for today in the header. So what you need to know about head and body is the browser will load everything in the head first. Once everything in the head is loaded, it will go to the body. So there's a order. It's not like they read the header and the body together, but head first and then body after.
Isn't there something else like div?
Yeah, those things usually goes to the body, but today we're not gonna talk too much about that yet. In the body, you can put anything like div, like link, like image.
If it's anything.
Yeah, so usually
like whatever you type down, it also gets imprinted.
Yes, so everything in the body is the part you show people on the page.
So
for example, let's just type a text here. Welcome. That's it. So it's very simple. So our website.
Some classic games that are boring. So bye.
Make a typo. Classic, how do you spell classic? I think you need an extension.
Sure.
What's the spell check?
How do you know this? Like so much of this. Do you already know how to use this?
So this will help you to spell your stuff in your code. So in case you make some spell mistakes, it will show the blue line, and if you right click,
spelling suggestions.
Yeah, so that way you can correct it. So this is a page. This is the most simple page.
So how do you access it?
Yeah, so when you need to access it, so you just open.
Oh.
You will open this file in your browser.
Yay!
That's it. That's your web page.
So what are the classic games? Let's make them.
So you don't have this website.
Can we just copy the whole entire background file and put it in?
You can put a link to the
kidding.
to the GitHub, right?
Oh sure.
Right. So those are things we can do later. Or if you have this file on the disk, you just double click, you will open in your browser as well. Okay? So that's how you create a HTML page.
So let's add stuff to it.
Yeah. So today.
Music.
No, later. So first of all, we learned those things. That's for the HTML. So in HTML, we need something called CSS to do the decoration. So one way to do the CSS is put a tag called style to decorate your HTML. So for example, this body. If you want to decorate this body, say you can just put a body. So this is the tag name. And then inside here, you can just say, for example, font size. We want to make this bigger.
Really, 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 really large.
Usually you don't put large. You just put...
No,
it's okay.
I want a big one.
So after you do the change, you save, and you can just go to your browser and refresh. You see, the text is bigger now. Yeah.
That's not large.
Yeah,
that's still small.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't use the word large. But usually we use something called a pixel. So for example, if you say this is a 40x.
Oh.
60 for px. Don't make it too big. Okay, save. And then you go to your browser, refresh.
Yay!
Yeah, so, see? So,
Let me go do something. Blah blah blah.
it's gonna break.
Command S. Hope it doesn't break.
It
And
breaks.
it's very big.
It's too big. Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's so.
It's like we totally zoomed in.
So you're very creative. You're doing something super big. You can see the scroll bar is like, yeah, you can't even see. Oh, this is E.
The welcomed E.
Okay, stop.
Oh, blue.
Okay, let's get back to normal. So what do you see here? This body is the name of the tag you want to decorate. So, and then we follow this with the curly brackets. And inside the curly brackets, that's the CSS type code to decorate your stuff here. So that's the first way to use the CSS. The second way is on the tag itself, you can put a style attribute. So inside the style attribute, you can also do this kind of things. So for example, this time we want to change the font.
Wait.
To
Sure.
be bold. Yeah. So that way, they will work together. So anything you put in the style on the tag, it will be on the top of the style you do in the CSS style tag on the top. However, if you have more style you want to do here, you put a semicolon, then you put the next style. So in this case,
Classic.
in this case, if we want to override the one that's already be done on top of here, you can put in the style tag on top of the element itself. This one will win on top, override the one in the styles there. So if I want to make it smaller,
64-bit
so it will actually
integer limit.
be smaller. So this one on the top here will not be applied to the element.
So delete it.
However, if we want to make this one always work and don't let other people to override this, you say this is important. It means this one is more important than the one after even. So that way this one will.
But can you ever change it?
Then 128
But can
is
you
going
ever
back.
change it?
Good question.
Do you
So-
also have to write important if you want to change it?
Yes.
So if you write important there.
Oops. Yeah,
Ooh,
like
nice.
this. So then that one still wins.
Yay! Okay, it makes sense now.
So the order is always like on the element, but wings. But in case someone writing important on the top, then on the beneath you need to, if you have to override, you will do it important. Okay, so that's the basic of the CSS. Next, we'll talk something about JavaScript. So JavaScript is also a tag. So whether you put that JavaScript in the head or in the body, that's both okay. But remember what we said, everything in the head has to be loaded first and then the body part, right? So if we wanted people to see all the content first, because the JavaScript, some of those can be very large, because that contains all your logic of your code. If you want your JavaScript, if you put your JavaScript in the head, then people will see a white screen, nothing. It will wait for the whole JavaScript to load first onto your local browser. Remember the last video we said you make a request to the server gives you a response.
Yeah.
So the JavaScript also needs to be downloaded from the server, right? So if we put the JavaScript in the head, the server needs to process the JavaScript and download it to the browser first. And then your body will be delayed. So you will see a white screen, nothing is showing there. People have to wait. But if you put the JavaScript at the end of the body, that way your content will be shown first. So people will see the page quicker, then your logic start to kick in. Because your logic usually, you need the page to be there first. So that's why we usually put the JavaScript tag now at the end of the page in the body after all the HTML and CSS is already there.
I want to change the welcome thing.
Okay, so that's how you do a JavaScript tag. So usually you just say script and end up with a script. In the old days, you have to put something here to say it is JavaScript, but nowadays usually everything is JavaScript, so people don't need to put those things anymore. Okay, so I'll teach you the first JavaScript today. It is called document. Document means the whole body, the page. Okay. Get element by tag. So we learned the tag name today, right? So body is the tag name. So this will give you the body element itself, this one. So in JavaScript, everything is object oriented. So what this gives you back is the body object. What you can do with the body object, do you remember the property, those things of the object?
Not really remember.
So in object-oriented language, everything is an object, right? So object has two things, method and properties. So this style here is actually a property of the body. So how we can get the style is body dot style. That's how you get the property, right? So if you do this and you say you can change it, right? So in this case, if we change it to empty, what will happen?
Nothing. I don't know.
So it's
Let's
like
test to find out. Probably because it seems important.
so that's the mistake I made. So if you make it empty, it should replace this thing as empty, which means we delete the whole thing, right? So that's how you say dot style equals empty. But I missed this 0.
Can I change it to 1?
Do you remember what is square brackets
Yeah.
and the number?
Forgot.
That's a list.
Oh yeah.
The list, the first index is 0, right?
What if I delete it?
Delete it's not gonna work.
What if I change it to 1?
It's not gonna work because 1 is the second element in the list. But in this list, there's only one body. That's not how list works. There's no 0.1. Okay.
So can't you go like 0.1
List
divided
the
by
index of the list.
1.0?
Usually it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, those kind of things. So here, why do we need a list? Because the same tag name can give you several elements. Because on the page, you can have, of course, in this case, body, there's only one body, right? But like we said, if we have div,
Yay!
and then we have another div. So if this sentence is in the second div, then when you use document get element by tag name, there are two divs, right? If we want to change this div, which number should we put here? Yes, so that's the second one, right?
But
You said you want to change some text here. You can do it now. Sorry. So again, this needs to be a property of this div. So this one, it's getting the whole div itself. It's not changing the property inside. So if you want to change the text inside, there's a property called inner HTML. So that means this div, the inside HTML, need to be changed to something else.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's good enough for today. You've learned a lot.
I want to learn more.
Yes.
So bye guys, and
So if you want to watch more of those kind of videos, remember to subscribe. Okay, bye.
bye.